So let's review the Opay app. Now, Opay was launched in 2018, and ever since its launch, it has actually garnered a lot of attention, or rather, a lot of positive attention. Now, I don't know how many of you remember Opay bikes in those days, like those were the good old days. But Opay is no longer a ride-hailing company. Instead, they are now a fintech worth over, wait for it, $1 billion. Yes. So like I said, they've been getting a lot of attention lately, and it has been heightened during this period. I'm sure a lot of us know the period I'm talking about. Now I'm going to find out if all of that noise and attention is actually what they hype. So let's get right into this video. Now I'm going to be reviewing this app as a first timer, even though I'm not. As a matter of fact, I've been using the Opay app for years. Now, first thing I'm going to test is the account opening process. And one thing I noticed is that opening an account on the Opay app is quite straightforward. As a matter of fact, it is one of the most straightforward processes when it comes to any digital banks. Now, all you need to open an account is your phone number and your NIN. Now, these two things will only give you access to the tier 1 account. So to upgrade to other tiers, you'd have to provide other documents like your passport and your utility bill, to name a few, which in my opinion is a norm with digital banks, right? But once you are inside the app, you will notice that everything is easily accessible right from the home page. And I think that is one cool thing about the app that I like. I like the fact that there's no unnecessary drama going on. So on the home page, you can easily make transfers, buy data, pay for bills, and so much more. Now, there are other tabs like the rewards tab, which lets you earn cash back when you buy airtime and data at specific times. Now, in my opinion, this is actually one of the cool reasons why people use Opay app, the fact that you can get rewarded for buying airtime and data. And aside from that, you also get rewarded when you refer someone to the app. They will give you about 800 naira bonus just for referring somebody. Yeah. Anyways, beside the rewards tab, you have the finance tab. Now on this tab, you can access flexible savings with interest rates as high as 15% per annum. And guess what? This is actually paid daily. And for those wondering, all the savings products on the Opay app are powered by Blue Ridge Microfinance Bank. Now, in my opinion, I feel that Opay is trying to make sure that their app is a one-stop shop for all your banking needs. So they have savings if you want to save, and your normal transactions if that's what you're interested in, and other products as well. Now let's move on from that to the cards tab, and this part you can actually request for a debit card. Now, if this is your first time requesting for a card on the app, you'll be able to get it for free. But I must point out that even though the ATM card is free, you'd have to pay for delivery charges, which can range between 1,200 naira to 1,500 naira depending on your location. Now, based on my personal experience, I was able to apply for a debit card on the Opay app, and I got it delivered within 2 weeks. But get this, when I got the card, I didn't need to go to an ATM machine to activate my card. I just used my Opay app to activate it, and I was good to go. Now, if you don't want to wait for that long, you can actually locate an Opay agent close to you, and you can easily visit them and get your instant debit card within 1 minute for just 500 naira. So if you prefer this option, you can do that as well. Anyways, now that the app overview is out of the way, let's get right into all of the fun tests. And the first test I'm going to be carrying out is the network reliability test. Because at this day and age, nobody wants to be stuck with an app that is not opening when you need it to open. Now, during my test with the Opay app, I realized I was able to get 100% network reliability. And by that, I mean for every time that I opened my app, it opened. And I tested this for like a 2 weeks period. So in my opinion, I feel that the Opay app is one of the most reliable banking applications that you can have right now. Anyways, the second test is with the transfer speed test. Now, I talked about this on my Instagram page. So let me just do another test on YouTube to see if I'm going to get similar results. And guys, after trying to transfer to an Opay account and to a different account, I was able to get similar results with my Instagram score. So I found that transfers to Opay accounts averaged around 3 to 4 seconds, while transfers to other bank accounts averaged around 5 seconds, which is quite impressive. And here's the thing, I didn't just do this once or twice or thrice. I actually tried this test a couple of times and I got similar results. Anyways, at this point, I'm sure everybody knows that Opay doesn't charge for transfer fees you make on the app. right? But in addition to the fact that there's zero transfer fees, the app also does not charge for withdrawal fees when you use your debit card to, withdraw from an ATM machine. And that is quite impressive because if you think about it, all these 10 naira, 5 naira here and there, they actually amount to something. Now, speaking of cards, even though you get a Verve card from Opay, you can still use it to pay for your Spotify, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and so many other streaming services, which I'm going to list out here. Now, security is the most important element when it comes to banks, right? And I actually reached out to an Opay executive specifically for this part of the video, and according to them, or according to him, Opay takes security very seriously, and as such, they ensure that the app uses Ssl Encryption to protect user information and transactions. Additionally, you can set a PIN code or fingerprint authentication to access your account, which adds an extra layer of security, which is a norm with digital banks like this one. Anyways, that is it for my review of the Opay app. I don't know if any one of you has an Opay account. If you do, can you share your experience with me in the comments? And for those who don't, would you be willing to try it out based on the hype that the app has gotten of late? Now, in my opinion, that's if you were to ask me, based on my experience, I think the app is pretty impressive. Like I said, I had no downtime when it comes to app opening, which is a major deal for me because I can't afford going out and having my app stuck, right? And then I like the fact that we also get all of this free stuff. But anyways, let me know what you think about the Opay app in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.